So in terms of Submariner, first of all, I would like to stress that this was a project, but is now a network. So it's not only about the past, but it's also about the future. And in Submariner, we are actually dealing with innovative and sustainable uses of marine resources. And innovative is the project and the network in itself already, because it was bringing and is bringing together the Ministry of Economics, together with the Ministry of Environment, and all this under a Polish lead partnership. So I think that here already, and we are now turning into a so-called EEIG, a European Economic Interest Group, which is also in itself a quite innovative business structure. It's the simplest business structure for having various organizations, but also individuals, also ministries across Europe, really working together in a legal structure. Since we are talking about business, I would like to sort of, give you a bit of a hint what are actually the products, but also the services. This is, I think, quite important. We are always talking about products, but actually a lot of business is also done by offering services, which are standing behind these various topics or these uses, the resources we looked at. From a business point of view, perhaps the easiest to grab, and we had seen yesterday also that there is great potential estimated to come with it, is in this field of blue biotechnology. And since I had not prepared a PowerPoint, you now have to simply listen to me. What are these various applications which might come out of blue biotechnology? Well, there is the health, so the search for new pharmaceutical products. There has already been success in cancer products, and the basic idea being also with antibiotica is that territorial organisms might already be quite well studied, even though here a lot of biotechnology might bring us a path further. But that in fact, in terms of marine organisms, one hardly does not know anything, and that there is a huge unexplored resource out there, and you just need sort of some, little pieces from this water in order to hopefully find microorganisms, enzymes, etc., which will go into this pharmaceutical market. What is the reality nowadays is that most, however, is done in terms of blue biotechnology, in terms of the cosmetics. I hope you can see this with me. But the reason being, in terms of also our discussion today, is that the pharmaceutical pipeline from sort of the research to the end product simply takes much more time, and therefore also much more financial resources. And interestingly enough, that one always thinks that pharmaceutical companies are heavily investing into this. To a certain extent, this is no longer true. There are certain, in the field of antibiotics, etc., there are really health problems where the pharmaceutical companies are not going into these long-term strategies. So, in terms of bringing all this to the market, this is, the compendium. You should look at it. This is where we all assessed everything, etc. But basically, the idea of the selection of these topics was also that we actually on purpose look into topics which do not have a market yet, where we think that we need additional assistance in whatever way in order to push them forward. So this is how we have we have developed a roadmap of what are actually sort of the actions required in the future. And here, this is the slide I wanted to show you. essentially what I had already now described to you, all these uses. So here you have the natural capital, so that in fact they are providing an ecosystem service. They are doing something good for the environment, that it's a resource for renewable energy and sustainable biomass. And we have, you know, the health products, the cosmetic products, so it's good for the human well-being. And of course, there's an employment effect. But what is important, and that's where we want to stress, is in fact this combination idea. And what are combinations? In fact, there is, you know, the idea of the biorefinery concept, so that whereby you're sort of combining products. You have the high value product, you have the microalgae cultivation for energy, you have the nutrient uptake, etc. So you are combining all this into one concept. And this is not only about a physical factory or whatever, but in fact combinations also mean combined economics. So you have to combine the service economics with the product economics. You have to bring the public together with the private, and you also have to combine the various disciplines. And what we have seen is that this is actually working best so far at a regional scale, where you're developing regional management plans, where you're promoting a CO2-free region, and where you can therefore market this on this basis. And all this, of course, then coming from innovation being a key. So in terms of actions, so the combined economics, hold on, okay, the pilot sites are important, and financing for the pilot sites, working with the financial institutions, and actually doing the right promotion, marketing the products, having joint labeling, for instance, for our dear fish in the Baltic Sea. And here I stop.